Welcome back to the Capitol Center. Happy New Year to everyone out there, and we've got some women's basketball action coming your way tonight. Jimmy Bloomfield here with you as the Capitol Comets take the court and host the Wilmington Fighting Quakers out of Wilmington, Ohio. Thanks again for joining us, and once again, Happy New Year. And for Capitol, hopefully it brings a little bit of a change from what we've seen over the past few weeks. Obviously, things going in the wrong direction this season as the Comets have struggled out the gate in OAC play and currently come in with an 0-4 record in conference play. So obviously some work to do here climbing out of that hole. Wilmington, tonight's opponent, is 1-3 as well. So it could be much worse for Capitol, and had a pretty tough draw out of the gate. It's kind of that weird part of the schedule where you play a few games in December and then come back in January after the holiday tournaments. And Capitol drew Otterbein, Muskingum, John Carroll, and Ohio Northern. All of those teams have at least 3 wins. Make that 2 wins with Muskingum. Muskingum's 2-2, Otterbein 3-2, Ohio Northern 3-2, and John Carroll at 4-1. So obviously not the easiest draw out the gate, as we just mentioned there. And the schedule does lighten up a little bit here with Wilmington, Mount Union, and Heidelberg as the next 3. Those 3 teams have combined to win just 3 games this season in OAC play themselves. That's 3-10 between those 3 teams. So Capitol can very easily make a move here, win some winnable games, get back to 3-4, and get right back into the tournament picture. Obviously the big loss, Emma Burns, injured early in the season, and this team's still trying to kind of find itself since the injury to their leading scorer and senior leader as well on and off the court. And tough to lose that production, the offense that she was giving them, because this team has now struggled offensively. And over the holiday tournament, a decent showing, a win against Maryville. Not sure what they're out of. I'm not even sure where they're out of. Let me get you an answer there. Maryville College, out of Tennessee. They traveled to Lexington. Transylvania hosted the holiday tournament there. So Capitol won the first game against Maryville, who came into that contest at 4-6, and it was a 69-62 win. Capitol got 20-point efforts out of Lainey Murphy and Brooke Amert. Those two have kind of handled the bulk of the scoring, and Capitol has relied very heavily on their starting 5. In that game, every player in the starting 5 played at least 32 minutes. Kaylee Cyphers and Carrie Wyman added some minutes off the bench, 12 and 11 respectively. Demi Brewer played 6 minutes. And then in the Transylvania game, it went the other direction. Capitol lost 78-38. A nationally ranked opponent, undefeated Transylvania, moved to 10-0 with the victory over Capitol. Murphy once again led the team in scoring with 12 points in 31 minutes. And once again, Capitol relied heavily on their starting 5 for most of the contest, and then as the game got out of hand, kind of took them out. But with Burns out, it's mostly been the Lainey Murphy show in that backcourt, and Amert kind of the presence down low. And they're asking a lot out of Maddie Dugood as well, who's still kind of recovering from that injury of her ACL. She has the big knee brace on throughout the season, still has it on again tonight. And they've asked a lot out of her in just her second season and really her first full season of health here at Capitol. And those have kind of been the big 3. Maddie Weiland has stepped into the starting lineup as well. She's a freshman out of Beaver, Pennsylvania. And joining her has been Nicole Flock, another freshman out of Marion, Ohio. So you have a very young starting lineup with 3 freshmen, Murphy, Weiland, and Flock. Dugood's a sophomore, and then you've got the Amert presence as the senior there, who's kind of obviously trying to help with the leadership side of things. And going into that as well, Dixie Jeffers no longer with the team. You have her retirement effective as of December 31st. So now it's Camille McPherson leading the way, the interim head coach here. Still assisted by Jason Wright and Maggie Wright. And it's kind of a new era here for Camille to try to usher something out of this team, and obviously is going to be relying heavily on Brooke here throughout this OAC campaign in the rest of 2022. as her senior leader. And let's see if this team can make some noise. Again, it's been a very tough draw for them early in OAC play, and I think we can really see some things turn around. Today would be a big step in the right direction, and they face a Wilmington team that is also kind of desperate here at 1-3, and a much more veteran group. They have 3 juniors and 2 seniors in their starting lineup, some familiar names that we'll get to, and they're led by head coach Janelle Blankensport. She is in her second year with Wilmington, and kind of a young coaching matchup, a young team on Capital's side, and a veteran group on the floor for Wilmington. We'll bring you the official starting lineups in just a moment after our national anthem.
And now let's meet the starting lineups. First to the visiting Quakers of Wilmington College. First and goal, number 3.
And welcome back up into the broadcast booth here at the Capitol Center on the campus of Capital University. Starting for the 1-3 Wilmington Quakers tonight. They have they have a veteran core in their backcourt and some good size down low as well. We'll start with the backcourt, 5'3", senior guard out of Dayton, Ohio, Kennedy Lewis. Another 5'3", junior guard out of Fairfield, Ohio, Zaria Bailey. And rounding out the backcourt is the 5'4", junior guard out of Sabina, Ohio, Kenzie Campbell. And then in the front court, 5'7", junior, Khalees Jones. She's out of Fairfield, Ohio as well. And down low, the big center out of Erlanger, Kentucky, Brooke Davis, 5'11", senior forward. For Capital, the freshman 5'8" guard out of Fredericksburg, Ohio, Lainey Murphy. She's joined by another guard listed at 6 foot, the freshman out of Beaver, PA, Maddie Weiland. And on the wing, 5'6" guard out of Marion, Ohio, Nicole Flock. In the front court, 6'1" forward out of Cincinnati, Ohio, Maddie Duguid. And the 5'9" senior forward out of Wakeman, Ohio, Brooke Amert. So again, it is Lewis, Bailey, Campbell, Davis, and Jones on one side. And for Capital, it is Murphy, Weiland, Flock, Duguid, and Amert. Two teams that struggle to score the basketball here in this one, at least in OAC play. And these are the two of the lower 5 of the conference in terms of the bottom half of points scored offensively per game. Capital comes in at 55.4, which ranks 9th. Wilmington 62.5, which ranks 7th. Defensively, not much better. Capital worst in the conference, allowing 66 points per game. Wilmington averages 63.4, which is 7th. So two teams looking to change their season tiers. We start off 2022, and the opening tip-off goes to the Quakers dressed in the green uniforms, moving from left to right. Capital in the home whites, moving from right to left. Couple key players to keep an eye on for this Wilmington side. We mentioned that they struggle to score, but Zaria Bailey averages double figures, 11 per game. Kenzie Campbell at 8.5 per game, and Kennedy Lewis at 8. Lewis is one of those players with high upside, but she has some very erratic games in terms of the turnover department, so if she can keep those down, she's a volume shooter. She can get there in the end. Kind of the key for this Wilmington team. They turn it over their first possession, and Capital almost gave it right back. Instead, it turned into a jump ball. Duguid will keep possession with the arrow here for Capital. 13 seconds on the shot clock, trying to jump out to an early lead. First possession of the ball game for the Comets. Poked loose out of bounds defensively by Brooke Davis. Davis is the team's leading rebounder. On the other side, Kennedy Lewis is also a very good rebounder, especially for someone who's 5'3". First shot is missed for Capital, and the rebound is collected the other way by Kenzie Campbell. Campbell feeds Bailey on the left wing. Kick out to Brooke Davis from 3. Not much of a shooter, and it showed there. She misses everything with that shot. At least they got a shot up that time after the turnover on the first possession. And we'll see what Capital can do here against Wilmington. Driving baseline and throwing it away is Nicole Flock. Steal for Wilmington. They try to push numbers the other way. Bailey with the pass down low. And thrown away again by Wilmington this time. And now it's collected by Flock, who slows things down. Amert directing the offense now from the top of the key. Wilmington showing a little bit of a 2-3 zone look, so there's a mismatch down low. Lewis working against Flock, and Flock is able to get the basket to go there. She had the size advantage in the post by about 3 inches there. Capital takes an early lead, 2-0. Wilmington attacking the middle of this Cap defense, and they get the bucket right back from Davis. 2-2. Bringing it up the floor is Murphy now for Capital. Murphy gets a screen from Amert on her right. Murphy now kicks out to Flock. Flock's been very involved in the first 2 minutes here. Getting defensively hounded here by Bailey. 10 on the shot clock. A pass from Flock a little bit too high. Trying to find Weiland. And another turnover in this game. We've seen a lot of them already. Wilmington will try to slow things down here, it looks like, on this next inbound. And probably something they'd want to do is speed it up, honestly. Play kind of a sloppier game. I think that fits their style more. It's going to lead to more turnovers and such, but they're kind of bringing Capital down to their level in terms of the turnover situation. It is a huge problem for this basketball team. They cannot protect the basketball on the other side of the court. It's kind of always been a Wilmington thing here over the last few years, but they play at a high tempo, and that's kind of what comes with the territory. And as a result, today especially, they're kind of bringing Capital down there with them and turning this into kind of an ugly game, which is their style, as we've mentioned here in the last few minutes. 2-2 our scores 3 minutes in. There haven't been a whole lot of shots up yet. Lewis drives into the paint, kick out 3 ball from Campbell, misses everything, but let's call it a pass. And there to clean it up once again is Brooke Davis. Wilmington 2 for 5 from the field. 0 for 3 from 3. Capital has taken just 2 shots in the first 3.5 minutes. Kick out to Murphy. Bench stood up for the 3. She takes a deep one anyway. First shot wasn't there. She tried to make it happen anyway and wasn't able to get the basket to go. So it remains a 4-2 lead. Davis from outside again. No good. Kick out for 3. This time it's Khalees Jones. That's a no. And an offensive rebound once again. 18 on the shot clock. Campbell will give it a shot. No good. Feels like everyone on Wilmington got a chance that possession, but no one got it to go. Demi Brewer fresh into the game for Capital. Nice find down low. Brewer finds Amert, and we've got a tie game at 4. I believe Flock was the one who checked out, and Cap showing kind of a 1-3-1 look now on the defensive end of the floor. from the left elbow. A handoff to Bailey, deep three off the iron. Everyone on Capital kind of just staring at it. And Duguid fortunately gets the rebound there. On the right elbow now. A kick out to the wing, and Brewer has it once again. Brewer third on the team now with 18 assists, trailing just Flock and Amert. And she's done that in less than 40% of the minutes. She's a big distributor on the floor for them. Flock checks back in and replaces Weiland this time. Flock has kind of settled in as that six-man. Checking in for Wilmington now is Elise Carpenter, a familiar name as well. She's a junior. Very deep group here on the other side. Cassidy Lovett and Sarah Balliet have also checked in. Lovett a junior, Balliet a senior. I'm sorry, freshman is Balliet. Carpenter defending here, and Duguid not able to get the basket to go. Rebound collected by Haley Cook, who also checked in as a sophomore. So they've already emptied their entire bench here and have 5 new players out there. Here's another one of them. That's Jayla Captain, the freshman out of Circleville. She throws up a miss, but Haley Cook is able to get the basket to go for Wilmington. We've got a 6-4 ball game, 2 very different styles to this point. In terms of just kind of Wilmington emptying the bench, trying to get something going. Literally 5 bench players out there right now for the Quakers, and they've actually looked like the better unit to this point. Basically splitting the quarter in half and putting in the second unit, whereas Capital still relying heavily on that starting 5. Here's a 3 ball. That missed everything. Wilmington has looked terrible from 3. That's 0 for 8 to start the contest from 3. They're 3 for 4 from two-point land, but 0 for 8 from three-point territory. Wow. And now a travel violation called. Turnovers have not been good on either side to this point now, over 4 apiece. Kick out to the right elbow, down to the wing now. This second unit for Wilmington now starting to struggle as Lainey Murphy comes away with the steal. Murphy leaves it for Flock, and the basket will not drop. Every point has been in the paint to this point. 6-4 the advantage for Wilmington. This is now their 11th possession, and they've had just 6 points. But they have themselves a 2-point lead with 3 minutes left in the quarter. Another one just thrown away. Wilmington's 5th. Flock, kick out, 3 ball. No good off front iron. That shot taken by Kaylee Cyphers, who's replaced Duguid as the 5. She does have an outside shot, but left that one just a little bit short. Weiland will check back in for Capital now as Wilmington goes through their sets. 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. And they now double their lead from 2 to 4. They lead 8-4 now. Neither team, again, shooting that poorly. Again, it's 0 for 8 from 3 for Wilmington, but they've done well inside. Capital is just 2 for 8, and they're having trouble just getting shots up right now. Wilmington also has 10 rebounds to Capital's 3, including 4 on the offensive glass. Both teams shooting under 30%, but again, the volume of shots just hasn't been there on either side. Haley Cook leads all scorers with 4. Capital is scoreless in their last 3:40 and counting, shooting 1 for their last 6 from the field. That's going to be a jump ball. I thought a timeout was called there by Flock, but they're going to call a jump ball, and it Leads to a possession change, actually. So Wilmington had it for their moment, and as they start their sequence, yet another turnover. Wilmington will reinsert Kennedy Lewis, but keep the rest of the second unit out there. 6 turnovers now for the Quakers. And Brewer gets fouled. She'll head to the free throw line now. That's the 4th foul on Wilmington. Capital did not commit a foul to this point of the first quarter. Brewer to the line. First free throw from Brewer is good. Brewer this season shooting just 36% from the free throw line, 7 for 19. She splits a pair here, makes it an 8-5 ball game. Lewis with also Campbell in the starting lineup out there, and then 3 of the reserves. Cook, who has 4 points, remained out there. Lovett and Carpenter as well. This is Cook with it now. Bounce pass over to Lewis. They slide it into the corner. Back to Lewis on the left wing. Kennedy Lewis kick out. Campbell for 3. No good. Nope, it is good. It bounced high off the rim and actually came down and into the basket. A 3 ball from Campbell, and now Wilmington has what feels like a very comfortable 11-5 advantage. Duguid almost lost it, is able to keep possession here. And interesting that they have Cyphers and Duguid out there together. Here's Flock from 3. She left it short, and a rebound collected by Wilmington by virtue of Weiland knocking it out of bounds. 51 seconds, kind of your perfect 2-for-1 scenario here. And Cook will check out. Checking back in is Brooke Davis. Those two have been the main scorers, 4 points apiece, before Campbell had that 3 last possession. That's a 7-1 run for Wilmington now in the last 5 minutes, and they've made 3 of their last 4 shots, and Campbell from 3, heat check, no good. Rebound collected by Davis. She was open in the corner, but instead reset the offense here. Now an 11-3 advantage on the board, and there's Elise Carpenter knocking down the mid-range shot. Wilmington starting to get there a little bit, 13 points. Not a bad start, especially with how slow the first few minutes of the quarter were. Brewer almost lost it, keeps possession, 13 on the clock left in the quarter, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Capital. The shot clock is off, 10 seconds for the Comets to work with, and you feel like they really need a basket here. They also have the possession arrow, so if they get the basket, make it a 2-possession game and start with the ball in the second quarter, can maybe go on a little run and turn things around. And a traveling violation instead called against the Comets. 5 turnovers now for Capital. A 13-3 run in the last 8 minutes. That's since Capital made their last basket. 3 ball from Davis, no good at the buzzer. Capital shoots just 9 field goals in the first quarter, and despite a 1 for 10 shooting, make it 1 for 11 with that last miss from Davis. From 3 for Wilmington, they carry a 13-5 lead into the second quarter. We'll be right back with more action here from the Capitol Center in just a minute. Welcome back to the Capitol Center. 13-5 lead for the Quakers. Capitol yet to really get going offensively. Baskets from Nicole Flock and Brooke Ahmert. A free throw from Demi Brewer, accounting for all of the scoring for Capitol to this point. Murphy is fouled early on. Maybe they can get into some field goal or into some foul trouble on this other side and get some free throws up. That's the second foul, or counting the foul situation. Khalees Jones has 2 fouls. Khalees is a member of the starting lineup for Wilmington. We might not see her here in the second half. And other than her, you have fouls, 1 apiece for Lewis, Captain, and Carpenter now. But more importantly, I think the number to focus on is the bonus situation. You want to get those 5 fouls so that you can get to the free throw line, as the field goals are not going up right now. Yet another turnover, by the way, for Capitol there. That last sequence, that's now 6. Wilmington has officially 5 in the books. Their scoring has come from Davis and Cook, each with 4. Campbell has 3, and Kennedy Lewis has 2. Davis in the corner facing a double team, and now she sends it off to Cook, who had no chance around that trap. In transition, Murphy gets a layup and unable to get it to go. Cook gets the rebound. Rebounding also been a trouble for Capitol. 13-3 rebound advantage for Wilmington, and they've been cleaning it up on the offensive glass as well. But they're not taking care of the basketball either, and kind of keeping Capitol hanging around in this game now. Another jump shot, no good there, this time from Dogood. And Wilmington will set up their next possession. 1.5 minutes into the quarter, no one scored yet. And Lewis misses that 3 ball. Davis with the rebound. Resets the offense for Wilmington, and now a basket from Campbell drops. 15-5. And that's now a 15-3 run as well, as Capitol led this game 2-0. Dogood does it herself, spins to the right elbow and makes a basket to end the run here. And maybe get something going, hopefully, for this offense. Davis from the free throw line, a scoop pass over to Campbell. Back to Campbell now from Lewis. Fake pass to Lewis. Actual pass to Lewis. 5 to shoot. It's going to be a wide open 3, and they knock it down. Cassidy Lovett from 3. 18-7 now, as Wilmington finally getting some of these threes to drop. Capitol able to respond with a basket of their own. 18-9. The scoring start to pick up a little bit now. Left elbow. Nice backdoor find, and Lovett gets the basket to go. Now both teams starting to get into a little bit of a groove here. Last 5 possessions, we've had a layup from Campbell, jumper from Dogood, 3-pointer from Lovett, jumper from Weiland, and now that last basket from Lovett as well. So 5 consecutive possessions with a basket. Trying to keep that streak alive. 6:48 to play, second quarter, 20-9 lead. Capitol will make some changes as Cyphers and Brewer check back in. Dogood and Flock head to the bench. Weiland to insert from the sideline. 2 changes as well for Wilmington. Sarah Billiott back into the game. Kennedy Lewis takes a seat. And Zariah Bailey's back out there as well. Rebound here is collected by Balliott. And Balliott will run the point now for Wilmington. They lead by 11. Zariah Bailey can get hot at any time as well. Usually kind of more of a penetrator than a shooter. And we'll see if they try to get it to her in some space. She fakes the shot, drives into the paint. Floater from Bailey, and she's going to be called for a charge. Excellent defense from Cyphers. And Bailey picks up her first personal, team second. Actually, the 3rd team foul called against Wilmington now. Nice drive by Murphy, but that basket's not going to count as Balliet draws the charge on this side. So unfortunate there for Murphy. Wipes away the basket. 20-9 ball game still. Top of the key, Cook. Handoff dribble to Bailey to the right elbow. Bailey looking to her right the whole way. Davis and Cook out there together. That's kind of interesting. Two bigs for Wilmington, a team that usually runs a little small, especially this season. Three ball from Davis is no good, and Capital gets possession now across the timeline. Amert on the left wing this time. She has Cyphers down low. Give and go up top with Brewer. She gets to the free throw line, where Amert over her career has struggled here at Capital. 29 for 39 this season, 74%, obviously a part of the game she's worked on and had to have worked on, because obviously being a big, she's going to get to the line quite a bit. Amert's first free throw is no good. Spins off the rim on her. Second free throw from Amert, good, splits the pair. 20-10 now our score. I think getting back to the free throw line is going to be a key here for Capital. That's already 4 team fouls, by the way, for Wilmington, so they'll be in the bonus now with the next few fouls. So draw some fouls and get to the line, get some easy baskets, and try to chip away at this thing. I think that's the game plan here the last 5 minutes, and you've got to defend the perimeter, where Wilmington, despite the poor percentage, just continues to shoot. That's now 3 for 15, but hey, it's worked, I guess, as they knock in a third triple. Quick response from Weiland. In the corner, another three's coming. And Balliet gets fouled, so she'll get to shoot 3 free throws now.
Shooting foul on Campbell. To the line shooting 3, number 14, Sarah Balliet.
Free throw, first one from Balliet, no good. Balliet, a role player for this group. She's played in 10 of their 11 games this season, averages about 16 minutes a game. This season, 10 for 14 at the free throw line, but she misses the first 2 here. Both teams starting to heat up a little bit in terms of their field goal percentage. Capital's made 3 of their last 4. Wilmington's made 4 of their last 5. Both teams now shooting over 33% from the game. Brewer, kick out into the corner for Murphy. Cap's got to go on a run here. Amert's pass, that thing was a laser sent to Flock, had no chance. She did get a right hand on it, and then it sailed out of bounds. And Amert shakes her head as she walks back down the floor. 24-12, still our score. Into the corner for Davis, thrown down low, and they're going to call a foul on Cyphers, who looked like she just used her wingspan there. Pass goes into Bailey with an athletic catch there at the top of the key. Cook now drives and is fouled by Flock, and now that's 4 fouls on Capital all of a sudden. So next foul for both teams will send their respective group to the free throw line. For Wilmington to reset the floor, it's Campbell, Bailey, Balliet, Cook, and Carpenter currently in there. For Capital, it's Amert, Flock, Murphy, Brewer, and Cyphers. Only 7 players have played so far for the Comets. Backdoor cut, now a front door cut. They go down to the baseline, and then an easy pass from Campbell to Bailey. And there's the penetration ability from Bailey that we were talking about. 2 points for her now. And a 26-12 lead for the Quakers, who came into this one again 1-3 in conference, and they're trying to work their way back up the standings as well. Basket from Cyphers is good. She becomes the first bench player to score a basket in this game. Kick out to the right wing. Bailey on the left wing now. Skip pass to Campbell into the corner. Balliet, nice first step from her, and Balliet gets the layup to go. Balliet now with 3. 28-14. Wilmington's made 6 of their last 7 shots. Flock looking for a cutter. That's Amert on the low block. Now a second cutter. Brewer, tough finish. It's good. Capitals made 5 of their last 6 from the field. And a foul called against Capital now on this end. Carpenter will head to the free throw line. Carpenter gets the first free throw to go. Flock drives to the left side. She gets fouled, and we'll go right back to the line. So both teams have kind of used the free throw line strategy here at the end of the second quarter. Would like to see Capital take advantage, but unfortunately, it's been Wilmington getting to the line as well. So Flock heads to the free throw line. And it'll rattle around and get the shooter's touch. Another struggling free throw shooter for Capital, 41%, 10 for 24 this season. Nice bounce pass from Lewis, and they quickly get a basket. Lewis just runs to the free throw line, and before we can even set up the offense there, Wilmington has an easy basket there from Cook. Capital trying to get a quick response. Amert and Weiland working a little two-man game. Weiland's shot was halfway down. Offensive rebound there for the cleanup is Flock. 32-20. Now a 3-ball from Bailey. Last touch is Amert there. Pass from underneath the basket and 20 on the shot clock. It was showing 30, but they reset it down to 20. Cook, no good. And the quick shot doesn't turn into points there for Wilmington. You always kind of set little goals here when you're down by 12 end of the half. Maybe get this thing down to 8. You feel good about it if you're Capital here this last 90 ticks. Murphy has struggled tonight. 0 for 5 from the field. Basket this time's good, so maybe she'll get going too in the second half. She's the only Capital player who averages double figures. And with an 0 for 5 start, 0 for 3 from 3 with 2 turnovers, she needs to turn it around quickly here to get Capital back into this game. And she gets a basket there that last sequence. Now Lewis calling out strategy on the other side. Bailey drives. Amert with the block. Excellent defensive response. Now Weiland cleans it up. Capital showing some energy here in the last minute. Weiland kick out. Murphy gets the screen. Amert top of the key now. Amert drives left side. Kick out. Weiland now gets the screen from Amert, and she banks it in. There's your 8-point deficit, 32-24. If you get a stop here, you can maybe make it 6 even. Focus on the stop. If you get the bonus points on the other end, that's great. But finally putting something together here the last 90 seconds or so as this Capital team on both ends of the floor. Something you need to see continue, almost a tie-up. Now it's kicked out, baseline drive, and that's a tough shot from Cook, no good. Bailey gets the offensive rebound, and Wilmington can hold for the last shot, and it looks like they will. 10 on the shot clock, 10 on the game clock, I should say. Bailey in the corner drives in, Euro move, no good. Offensive rebound, and the possession arrow is going to stay with Wilmington, which actually might be better. If you can stop them here in the last 3 seconds, Capital then starts possession. Well, either way, they'll start with possession in the second half, but maybe kind of burn a possession arrow here as Wilmington has 3 to shoot. Bailey's going to have to throw up a tough shot. She actually passes off. 3-ball at the buzzer, no good from Lovett. 32-24, some action picking up there at the end of the half, and we'll see if Capital can keep some of that momentum going. Going to need a big third quarter, and we'll see if Lainey Murphy's last basket there can turn her around and get back into the double-figure scoring that she's been averaging here this season. Capital, as a team, shot 47% from the field. They got up 21 shots, but they were out-rebounded 17-7. We'll come back with more stats a few minutes before the end of the halftime break, so give us about 12 minutes or so. We'll be back, break down some stats from the first half, and take a look at half number 2 here from the Capital Center. At halftime, Wilmington leads 32-24.
For just $1, fans can take a half-court shot for their chance to win a prize. Provided by members of SEC. Come on, come all. This is an opportunity open to all ages groups inside the Capital Center. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Capitol Center again. It's 32-24. Wilmington with the lead. Jimmy Bloomfield here with you. Thanks for joining us, and kind of a sloppy first half, to say the least. Wilmington ended up on the better side of it, but shot just 40% themselves, 13 for 32. A big part of that is the issues from three-point land. 3 for 17 from 3. Capitol went 0 for 5 from 3 themselves, and they shot 47% that first half, 10 for 21. We only had one lead change, and Wilmington's been in the lead for 15-23 of this ball game. 13-5 in the first quarter, 19 apiece in the second quarter. Individually standing out, Brooke Davis leads all scorers with 7 points. Weiland and Flock have 6 for Capitol, 5 for Campbell and Lovett. On Wilmington's side, Capitol has played 7 players, all have scored at least 2 points. On the other side, Wilmington has played 11 players, kind of using more of their depth. Turnovers, Wilmington has 8, Capitol has 9. Both teams need to clean that up, and if either team's going to have success offensively here. In the second half, Murphy, it looked like Flock was held there on the pass from Murphy. Murphy had an easy layup, but the pass was inaccurate to her, and now Wilmington's starting to throw it around again. This is the kind of style Wilmington plays. I said it in the first half, but they turned the ball over quite a bit. 18.5 turnovers per game. Their opponents average 20 turnovers per game. So they're right on pace for what they're used to. Wilmington using all of the shot clock here. In terms of turnovers for Capitol, they turn it over 20 per game. Their opponents at just 16. And that's an area that's very uncharacteristic for this Capitol team. Usually taking much better care of the basketball is kind of their brand. Amert, scoop layup. That's a nice finish. They've had some tough layups go down here. And as bad as that first half went for Capitol, you look up at the scoreboard and they're down by just 6 points. Bailey, Campbell, bounce pass inside Davis. Davis squares up to the basket, and now underneath the basket, Campbell gets fouled, kind of bailed out there. Murphy picks up the personal. Neither team really in any kind of foul trouble. You have 2 fouls for Kaylee Cyphers on Capitol side, one of the bench players, and 2 fouls from Campbell and Jones. We did not see a whole lot of number 34, Khalees Jones. In that first half, she picked up 2 early fouls, so she would figure to be one of the more rested players out there for Wilmington, and usually one of their key players, as she is in their starting 5. Offensive rebound for Wilmington off the missed free throw, so 2 free throws there, neither go, but they get a free possession out of it now. On the left wing, Bailey to Lewis, who's organizing and working against Weiland at the top of this zone. Amert tried to intercept the pass, and a traveling violation is called against Davis. So excellent defense from Capital, starting to strengthen up there. Capital quick ball movement here on their end of the floor. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Murphy gets a few screens. Amert now switches over to Weiland, who had 6 in the first half. Weiland switches back to her right side. Back to Amert. Similar kind of move from her. Post-to-post pass to Duguid. 4 seconds for Duguid to work with. Throw it up. There it is from 3. Almost banks in. Offensive rebound. Flock. And she gets the putback. So Capital steals a basket. That sequence timeout called by Wilmington. It'll be a quick 30. But all of a sudden, we've got a 4-point ball game here from the Capital Center. We'll be right back. Wilmington leads by just 4. Capital on a 10-0 scoring run over the last 4 minutes and 18 seconds of game time. Wilmington is 1 for their last 9 shooting the basketball. That's how you get back into a ball game. And a steal for Capital. Flock comes away with it. Flock. Weiland deep 2, no good. And Lewis unable to save it, so it'll stay here with Capital. The old team defensive rebound there as it's scored. Ball inbounded to Murphy on the left wing. Kick over to Weiland. Screen from Amert. Crossover behind the back dribble. Weiland drives in. It's a 2-point game. Capital on fire from the field all of a sudden. They're now shooting 50% after a 2-for-9 first quarter. They're 11 for their last 17 since that first quarter. 32-30, Wilmington starting to feel the pressure. Campbell for 3, no good. Bailey with the rebound. Jones with the mid-range jump shot, misses everything, and Amert gets the rebound. Capital the other way. Murphy spotting up. They were late to get it to her, and then Murphy throws it away, trying to find a cutting Amert. Lewis bounce pass Bailey. Tough layup around Flock. It's good, and that's a 4-point swing. Looked like we were going to have a tie ball game, but instead Cap back down by 4, and now Capital losing it, throwing it away in transition. Bailey to Flock, and gets contact from Flock. Into Flock is what I meant to say there. And with that contact, draws the blocking foul against Nicole Flock, which is her second. It looked like we were going to have a 4-point game, or a 2-point tie game, when it was 32-30. Murphy trying to get a cutting Amert, and instead gives 2 easy points to Wilmington, and then Cap throws it away again. Sends Bailey to the free throw line. She'll get 2 attempts. First one is good. Wilmington also making some substitutions, as checking back in is Balliet and Lovett. And Cook as well. Davis and Bailey remain out there from the starting 5. Demi Brewer checks in for Capital meanwhile. Brewer, Murphy, Amert, Duguid, and Weiland out there for the Comets. Big time basket there from Amert on the left wing. She gets it to go down, or lower left block there from the left wing, crashing into the paint and able to get the layup to go, absorb some contact, and Amert, who's been working on her free throw shooting, completes the 3-point play. Back to a 1-possession game, 36-33. Capital still on fire from the field, now making 3 of their last 4 again, and they're shooting 66% in both the second and third quarters now. Wilmington on the other side shooting just 1 for 6 this quarter, but they still hang on to a slim lead and draw some contact here for another foul on Capital. That is on Dogood. That'll be her first. Balliet gets the first free throw to go. It stretches the lead back to 4 now. And the second one also good. So we're back to a 5-point game. Wilmington nursing this lead. They're going real small now with Elise Carpenter coming in to play the 4. Brewer showing off the dribble moves against Bailey. Now, pass over to Amert. When she's been playing at the top of the key, that's when this half-court offense has been at its best. Passes to Dogood. Tough skip layup there, no good. Kind of threw it from her waist, and it just banged off the backboard. Didn't really have a chance. Tried to put some spin on it, I think, but a little more finesse next time. 38-33 still remains our score. 5:27 left, third quarter. Bailey from the free throw line, kick out to Lovett, drives to the right, scoop, layup, no good. Rebound once again, Wilmington now leading 22-11 in that department, and the second chance points as well. That's their 10th of those. Cleaning it up is Cook, who has 6 off the bench. 6 players for Wilmington have at least 5 points in this contest, and another has 4. Amert. Baseline jump shot, no good. Murphy trying to get to that one. They're going to call a foul against Bailey, who was working against Brewer there. That's the second team foul on, or second personal foul on Bailey, and it's also the second team foul in the quarter. Murphy. Kick out to Weiland, top of the key. Weiland leaves it for Amert. Amert drives into Dogood, fakes the handoff. Now Dogood working one-on-one in the post. Nice move. She is called for a travel. Oh, it looked like they were nice moves, and I guess it's because she snuck an extra step in there. Bailey, kick out Carpenter. That's been her spot on the floor, but she's not able to make it this time. Murphy cleans out the rebound. Brewer pushing numbers. There's nothing here for Cap, so she'll just slow it back down with Weiland. Weiland fakes the move to the left, high, holds the ball high, goes for the layup on the right side. Wasn't able to make contact with the rim, so the shot clock's still at 12. Amert gonna try a 3, no good. Rebound collected by Bailey. Capital has now gone a little bit cold here. They're 0 for their last 7 from 3, and they're scoreless in the last minute 45. Wild shot thrown up, no good this end of the floor. 3 ball from Murphy, no off back iron. That is now 0 for 8 from the field from 3. Murphy just 1 for 7 shooting. The freshman struggling here in the first game of 2022. Bailey thought about the 3 from the corner and slows it back down with Wilmington leading by 7. Now they'll try the 3 from Lovett. Steps into it, no good. Excellent rebound on the other side there by Cook. Bailey now penetrate, kick out, 3 ball. Balliet, no good. Dogood, looked like she got fouled. Okay, there it is. That was late whistle, but they do get the foul there on Lovett, who crashed into Dogood. And Capital, despite giving up another offensive rebound, does actually hold strong there. And try to work back into this thing still. Down by just 7. They got it down to 2. Murphy, can't do that. Looked like she wanted to shoot, then tried to dribble. That's a traveling violation called. On the right wing now is Bailey with it. 7-point game. Wilmington has slowed down the pace quite a bit in this one. Lovett swings it around Balliet in the corner now. Back to Lovett, right wing, 10 to shoot. Quick ball movement, moving it down to this side now. Bailey skipping through the lane. 3 ball from Balliet, no good. Offensive rebound. I sound like a broken record. That's the 13th offensive rebound, and Wilmington converts it. No, they don't. That's a charge. Okay. Looked like a block from my point of view. Bailey doesn't like the call. Capital might have got away with one there. It's the 3rd foul against Bailey also. So Campbell checks back in as well as Cook for Wilmington. Capital doesn't make any changes. It's still Cyphers, Amert, Murphy, Flock, and Weiland. Backdoor pass to Murphy in the low block. She has the size advantage there, but instead kicks it over to Flock. Flock, late pass to Amert. Lovett knocked it down, and they're going to say that's off of Capital. Both teams have kind of slowed down now in terms of the scoring production. Balliet into the corner, baseline, and a kick ball, I guess, called against Capital there. .20 seconds left on the shot clock this sequence for Wilmington. 3 ball from Lovett. That's one of their first shots early in the shot clock here over the last 3 or 4 minutes. And a bad pass in transition thrown away by Flock. Flock and Murphy, 2 freshmen there, just not on the same page yet with that chemistry. On the low block. Back up to the right wing now. Faking a pass down low to Cook. Top of the key. And it's in and out from Davis. She's been trying that shot quite a bit. A block here from Cyphers, swatting it away from the offensive rebound of Cook, but Wilmington gets yet another rebound. They have now 14 offensive rebounds. Capital has 15 total. And a tough jumper from Cook is good. That's 8 points and 7 rebounds from Haley Cook off the bench. And Wilmington has stretched it back to 9 all of a sudden. Amert makes the pass down low. Right wing Weiland to the free throw line. Kick out Cyphers now. Cyphers looks to Amert. 10 to shoot. Baseline drive. Kick out. Extra pass. Murphy. Gotta go. It's down for Murphy. 42-36. Laney Murphy makes the big shot when called upon. Gets up to 5 points now, just her 2nd basket of the night, but it pulls Capital back to within 6. That's a big make. This crowd is here and ready to support, and when they've got it down to 2, we had some noise here in the building. It's quieted back down. That 3 has seemed to give it a little bit more life. 3 ball from Campbell, big answer on the other end from Wilmington. 45-36, back to 9 points. Murphy inbounds it with 15 to play in the quarter. Capital will not start the next quarter with the basketball either. So they need points on this sequence. 45-36, 5 to shoot. Weiland holds it high, spins inside, through the paint. Layup, no good. Cleaning it up is Flock, but she won't be able to get an extra opportunity up. Well, the 3 ball from Murphy cut it to 6, but a big answer on the other end from Campbell. She now has 8 points. And a group of players with 8. Davis and Cook each with 8, as well as Weiland, Amert, and Flock for Capital. And Wilmington leading 45-36, a 9-point lead as we head into the final 10 minutes of action. We'll be right back. Cap will start on defense here this sequence. Starting 5 out there for the Comets. They trail by 9. They're going to need a big quarter here. Turnovers not going Capital's way. Offensive rebounding either. Wilmington's led by as much as 14. That was back when it was 32-18. Capital then went on a 12-0 run to get it down to 32-30. And then a couple of turnovers from Capital. Things went the wrong way, and Wilmington hasn't looked back. In the third quarter, scoring went 13-12 in favor of the Quakers. Murphy, deep 2. No good. Rebound collected by Bailey on the other side. Capital shot 38% in the third quarter. Wilmington shot just 22%, but they did get to the free throw line 6 times, which helped them win the quarter. Wild pass inside. Flock and do good there. That's going to be an easy jump ball. Capital possession. Rebounding now 29-16 in favor of Wilmington. Capital at 16 turnovers compared to just 10 for Wilmington, which is a very low number for them. Points off of the turnovers, still pretty low considering how many turnovers there's been. 10-5 advantage for Wilmington there. 12-6 advantage in second chance points as well. They're shooting just 4 for 25 from 3. Meanwhile, basket here for Capital, counted and the foul. Brooke Amert has had a nice game. She's up to double figures now herself. First person into double figures in this ball game. 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, a block, and an assist. She's kind of done it all. And she's played pretty much the entire game at 29 minutes. Back to a 6-point game. As I was saying, Wilmington 4 for 25 from 3, Capital 1 for 9. Overall, Wilmington shooting 33%, Capital 44%. But the combination of offensive rebounds and the turnovers from the Capital side of things has allowed Wilmington's poor shooting to not have as much of an impact because they're getting so many extra possessions. They've taken 51 shots. Capital has taken just 36. Kind of puts it into perspective. Capital able to get a stop. Turning and going. Amert, do good. Has the whole lane, thought about a 3, and then wisely just plays it back. Do good. Now loses it. Jones with the takeaway. Jones with the layup, and Jones makes it an 8-point game, 47-39. 7:40 to play, and there's another timely turnover or takeaway, depending on how you look at it. Big shot from Capital. 3 ball puts it back within 5. Pace is starting to really pick up, and Kennedy Lewis with the foul. She's going to go make it an old-school 3-point play as Maddie Weiland gets to 11 points with her 3. Now Lewis is able to get the basket on the other end. Just 4 points for Kennedy Lewis. Kind of a surprise that she's taken only 3 shots to this point. She does complete the 3-point play. She's up to 5 points. And also, again, it's back to 8. You look up at the scoreboard, and Capital has been chipping away, and then a few things go the wrong way, and Wilmington capitalizes and gets it back to a more comfortable margin. It was down at 5 just a minute ago, and now it's at 8 with possession. Pass into the corner for Bailey. Bailey, hand off to Lewis. This is where the senior leadership takes over on the other side. And how about another upperclassman? Kenzie Campbell's knocked down 2 big ones. 53-42. Back to an 11-point lead for Wilmington. Time running low here for Cap, and a foul's called. They'll get to the free throw line, which is your best friend right now, a chance at points without the clock moving. Lovett checks in. Checking out is Jones, who picks up her third foul and has played most of this half. That ends the 6-0 run in the quarter here for Wilmington, as Murphy knocks down the free throw to get to 6. She can get hot from outside. This game is far from over, but they really need to get her going. 53-44. Lewis quickly passing it around to this side. Lovett has it. Lovett is out there in spot of Jones. Otherwise, it's the starting 5 for Wilmington. They almost throw it away. Pass inside to Davis. Somehow snuck through 2 defenders, and then it's taken away by Flock. Numbers the other way here. Almost 4-on-1 for Capital. Brewer spins to the left and gets the layup to go. Demi Brewer checking in. At the 5 right now is Amert. So they took Duguid out, and they went small here to try to get some transition and some three-point game going. And they've cut it to 7. 53-46, 5:48 to play. Davis, 3 ball. No good. She's been trying that shot quite a bit today. She's 1 for 8 from 3. Flock thought about it. Doesn't have the size advantage here against Davis. Kicks out to Amert instead, top of the key. Amert, handoff to Brewer. Brewer, the facilitator at the top of the key, drives left. Almost lost it, now does. It was taken away from her momentarily. She recovered and then threw it right back to him. And Lewis wisely slows things down the other way. Wide open is Lewis in the corner. She drives in for a 2-point shot. No good. 3-on-1 the other way for Capital as Wilmington looks gassed. Murphy sets up from 3. Gets it to go! Lainey Murphy, the freshman, with another big shot. And a timeout for Wilmington. As I said, they look gassed. They need some subs. A full timeout taken. It's 53-49. Capital right back in this game. Lainey Murphy knocks down the 3. She's in double figures now. 3 Comets in double figures. And we've got a 4-point ball game. Capital on a 7-0 run the last 1 minute 57 since they went small with Amert at the 5. They've come out with the same alignment. Wilmington has made some subs. It's now Campbell, Bailey, Lovett, Balliot, and Carpenter. So a lot of their second unit out there. And a chance for Capital to really take advantage, but they leave Lovett open. She's got a good shot, no good from 3. And once again, an offensive rebound. Why not? Bailey gets the offensive rebound this time. She has 7 rebounds today. And a kickball called against Capital, which I believe will give them a few extra seconds. It will on the shot clock. They were down to 11, and that pumps it back up to 20. Balliot on the left wing with 15 to shoot. They switch sides of the court to the top of your screen. Carpenter on the low block, back outside. 3 ball. Campbell has been the hot hand. No good. Love it. Rebound, foul. My goodness, the offensive rebounds from Wilmington. That's now 17 of them. They're out rebounding Capital 32-18. And despite all this, they've been playing less players. They only have 7 players that have been playing in this game. And they look like the more conditioned team to this point. They're playing much more sequences on defense because of the rebounding issues. Oh my goodness, they almost throw this one away, and instead they get a foul called against Carpenter. Amert bobbled it, had to just throw it back in to save it, and it fortunately worked. When you think about it, they're playing 2-3 possessions of defense because of these offensive reboundings. They're turning the ball over, so they're having to get back in transition a lot more. But they still look like the fresher team out there. And they've played such good defense that Wilmington's shooting 34%, whereas they're shooting 47%, but they find themselves down by 4. It's been a very weird game. And Amert gets to the free throw line once again. Amert's at the line. First one is no good. She's 3 for 5 now from the line. 11 points. Up to 3 steals now, a block, a rebound, or a block and assist and 4 rebounds. She's kind of done a little bit of everything. Gets the free throw to go here, and we've got a 1-possession game. Kick out into the corner as Lewis had some trouble controlling it across the timeline. Big possession here defensively for Capital. Most importantly, box out. 8-0 run the last 3:19. Lewis drives in, leaves it short. No one grabs the rebound. It's a tie-up. It's going to be Wilmington basketball. Amert got hit in the face there on the tie-up with Cook. She's okay. And once again, Capital has to defend, but fortunately they don't get a reset of the shot clock, and I think that should be reset to 20 seconds. I'm pretty sure Lewis's shot hit the rim there. Yeah, they're going to reset it to 20 now. Don't even know why that was a question. It was obviously off of the rim. Yeah, good catch by the officiating crew. So it goes in the books as another offensive rebound. Lewis, skip pass, that's dangerous. Brewer tips it off of Wilmington, and they get the ball back. That is an uncharacteristic pass there from the senior Kennedy Lewis. I have no idea what she was thinking making that dangerous pass across the teeth of the Capital defense. 53-50, if you're Capital, get your best basket. Whether it's 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. Pass goes into Amert. Amert! Layup is good. We've got a 1-point game. 53-52. Capital on a 10-0 run. And sitting down again defensively. 5 for their last 6 from the field. Wilmington 1 for their last 7. Cook gets the answer. Credit the Quakers. When they've needed a big response, they've gotten one. Pretty much every time. Pushes it back to 3. Brewer with the footwork. Skip pass. Flock inside. They're just feeding Brooke right now. Amert is blocked, but the ball will stay with Capital. And with all that attention down low, if you can just free Laney up from outside, you have a feeling she can tie this ball game for you. Pass goes in. It's Murphy. She's defended. She's going to take it anyway, and she left it short. That play looked like a play Emma Burns has run many times for Capital. And Murphy trying to fill those shoes as that outside threat now with Burns sidelined due to injury. A takeaway for Capital. Brewer. Nice weak side pass to Weiland. And a foul called against Wilmington. Capital will go to the line. I believe that's Flock who is crashing the offensive glass again. She's been their best rebounder tonight. She's not saying much, unfortunately. 55-52. Nicole Flock 2 for 2 from the line, 0 for 1 from 3. Unable to get the first to go. Flock slows down. The second free throw is no good as well. And a timeout called by Wilmington. Full timeout. 1:49 to play, 55-52. And we'll be right back in about a minute. 55-52, Wilmington basketball. They have to go the length of the floor here, but Capital's kind of letting them. Not really doing much with a full court pressure here. They have one man on ball, and Lewis is able to break the press, if you want to call it that. On the shot clock, 5 seconds, left wing, Lewis, tough shot, rebound Bailey. Oh, they're gonna have to do it again. 15 seconds on the shot clock, kick out, love it, swing it around. On the left wing now, to the top of the key, love it. No look pass, Campbell's blocked by Amert. Lewis throws one up and banks it in, are you kidding me? Unbelievable play as Amert comes up with the block. You think you've won the sequence. And then Lewis, who has to just throw it up with 2 seconds left on the shot clock, banks it in with a minute left. That's backbreaking. Oh. Rip your heart out with that. Brewer will go to the line. She makes the first. It's not over yet, but boy, if it was a three-point game right now, we'd be having a much different conversation. Oh, man. Amert just shaking her head on this end of the floor after she makes an incredible defensive play. Lewis just unbelievably banks it in. 30-second timeout taken. 58-54 Capital. With 50 seconds left, it's an interesting thought now. Do you attempt to foul early in the game clock, especially with your woes defensively rebounding the basketball? I have no doubt that Capital can prevent Wilmington from scoring in this 30 seconds. I have a lot of doubt right now if they can get the rebounds, and because of that, you're going to kill so much time. I think you just foul now. Find a bad shooter from the line and foul him. The ball was advanced, but they pass it back into the backcourt anyway. Lewis is a good free throw shooter. Capital fouls anyway. I don't think you had much of a choice. Honestly, with the rebounding situation. I think this is the right move from Coach McPherson. Capital also still has 2 fouls to give. I missed that as well. So you pretty much have to foul twice just because you're going to lose time. Capital not fouling this time. Lewis almost loses it. Here comes the trap. Throws it away to Bailey. Got a foul. There it is. So they played for the steal. They didn't get one. And now with the fouls to give situation done, 15 seconds between the shot and game clock, you have to foul early. There's no question now. Try to deny the pass in to Kennedy Lewis, who now has it, lost the basketball. It's down on the ground. And a jump ball is going to give possession to Capital. Okay, so you don't have to foul. Wilmington throws it away. And timeout called by Capital now to draw something up. 58-54, possession arrow now the other way, but Capital gets the takeaway that they need. A quick timeout now, and we'll see if Capital can get a basket here and continue this game. 58-54, we'll be right back. Flock fakes the pass, goes into Murphy, foul called, and Capital's going to go to the line without any time coming off the clock. It's going to be Weiland who goes there. Weiland gets the first to go. That's big, makes it a one-possession game, but now this would make it a two-point game. Weiland 6 of 9 from the line now, 7 of 10 this season. Timeout Wilmington. Full 30, full timeout. 58-56, 26.9 seconds left. And we'll have a short timeout here as well up in the booth. We'll see what Wilmington draws up and see if Cap can get the ball back. We'll be right back. Ball's advanced again across the timeline. Pass goes in to Lewis. Shot clock is off. Capital playing for the trap, and Flock is whistled for a slow, kind of a weak foul there against Flock. Lewis at the line. Knocks it down. Senior at the free throw line, kind of a dream scenario in most cases. She's 76% at the line this season. She misses. Timeout Capital. 3-point game. Laney Murphy's a thing. We've got a couple other shooters on this team. Full timeout. We'll stay here. Why not? It's 59-56. Looking at the three-point shooters this season, Lainey Murphy has taken 76 entering today, shooting 41% from 3. She's got a good shot. Brooke Amert shoots 23% from 3. Probably don't want to go there. Maddie Weiland, 4 for 13. She's okay. And who else is out there? You got Brewer that they're talking to, and I believe they're going to bring Cyphers in. No, they're going to stick, they're going to stick with Flock. Flock's 2 for 7, so not much of a sample on her, and Brewer's 2 for 5. So those are your shooters out there. And again, you can get 2 here still. There's 20 seconds left. You don't have to take the 3. Murphy is such a good shooter, though. I think if you get her open, you take it. If it's not there, get the 2 points. And sit down and play some good defensive traps. Try to get your steal. If not, foul, and it's all good. Brewer gets the pass. Brewer drives to the left, trying to find Murphy on the weak side. Don't throw it away here. 12 seconds to work with now. Weiland is not fouled. Timeout is called by Capital. They didn't like what they had going there. I think that's a good timeout, actually, from Coach McPherson again. Camille McPherson in her first year officially as the interim head coach here, and she's the one commanding the huddle right now for this Capital team. And getting some help as well from assistant coach Jason Wright in the huddle here. I don't think you intentionally run the clock down there if you're Capital. I don't think that's what their goal was, to hold for the last shot. But at this point, it might make sense to do that because you only have so much time. If you do make it, you don't want to give Wilmington too much time. And if you do miss and get a 2 back, you're still really not going to have enough time to get the 3. So I think at this point, if you don't get the 2 within maybe 2 to 3 seconds, you draw up your best play for a 3, and you give Lainey Murphy a chance. Pass goes into Murphy. Isolation, Murphy, step back. She's got a good look from 3. No good off the rim. Lewis gets the rebound. And she's fouled with 1 second left. Oh, it's about as good of a look as you're going to get at the end of the game. Not that that's a shot that should be made or anything like that. It was enough of a shot, enough of a look from a good enough shooter, and it just was not Lainey Murphy's night. And it ends with the shot falling just short of the rim. 3 for 12, 2 for 8 from the field in 38 minutes played. 10 points. She played her heart out. And when they needed the 3 at the end, just missed to the right and a little bit short. So the Quakers will escape this one. A game in which the Quakers shot the basketball 32 times from 3. They made it just 6 times. They shot 33% in all from the field, and they shot 20 more field goals than Capital. But they won by just 5, I guess, on the final score, 61-56. But Capital's defensive effort might have been one of the best defensive efforts we've seen in this building in the past few years. And unfortunately, the offensive rebounding from Wilmington and the turnovers from Capital, the difference in the ball game, and Capital comes up just short. They'll fall to 0-5 now in conference play. And we'll wrap it up with some final statistics in just a moment here from the Capital Center. So Capital comes up just short here in the first game of 2022 here in the Capitol Center. Final score 61-56 for Wilmington. Leading scorers, Campbell and Lewis with 11 each. Cook had 10 and 8 off the bench. Good for her. Bailey with 6 points and 8 rebounds. 7 points and 6 rebounds from Davis. 5 points each from Belliot and Levitt and 2 from Jones, who was in foul trouble for a lot of the game. Elise Carpenter also added 4. On Capital side, Amert led the way with 14 points, led all scorers. Maddie Weiland had 13 as well. 10 from Murphy, 7 from Brewer, 8 from Flock. 2 points apiece from Cyphers and Dogood. And Amert, just to focus on her again, 2 blocks, 3 steals, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 5 of 8 shooting, leading all scorers with 14 and 38 minutes played. Excellent effort out of her tonight. Capital ends up shooting 44% from the field, 11% higher than Wilmington, but again shot 20 less shots because they had 18 turnovers to Wilmington's 15, and they allowed 19 offensive rebounds, out-rebounded 37-22 overall, which led to the second chance points, 15 for Wilmington and 6 for Capital. Kind of tells the whole story. That's 9 points there. And at the free throw line, both teams did pretty solid. 11 for 16 for Wilmington, 13 for 18 for Capital. Cap got to the line in the fourth quarter, 8 for 11 from the free throw line. And it's a big part of how they got back into the ball game. Would have liked to see that a little earlier, and maybe there's something to build on next time. The defense in this one, I want to spotlight again. They played phenomenal basketball defensively in this game, and it was more of them forcing bad shots than Wilmington just not making shots or anything like that. They played phenomenal defensive basketball in this one, but it was not enough. So we will travel to Mount Union now on the 8th. That's on Saturday in Alliance, Ohio, 2 o'clock start before coming back to this building here against Heidelberg on January 12th, 7 p.m. start. We'll see you for both of those games, hopefully, and especially here on the broadcast. We will start up a few minutes early on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock start again against Heidelberg, and hopefully Capital will be a win under their belts in OAC play when they return home from Alliance, Ohio. Always a tough game against the Mount Union team in basketball. Obviously not quite the dominant program like they are in football, but those two teams don't really like each other. Kind of a rivalry game between Capital and Mount Union. And it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out down the stretch here. And Capital starting their second half of that season here in 2022 as kind of a return to what happened at the beginning of conference play. They were 0-1 on this side of the schedule, 0-4 before then. We hope that they turn things around, get some wins here. And I think if they play that brand of basketball defensively like they did today, they'll be in great shape to get some wins here in the next few weeks. Keep grinding, girls. We'll get one of those. Let's call it a night here from the Capitol Center. Again, final score 61-56. Wilmington with the victory here at the Capitol Center. We'll see you a week from tonight when Heidelberg's in town. Jimmy Bloomfield signing off from Capital University, and we'll catch you next time.